too low, but that's probably not too low. How could I do this a different way? Will that work? Hey, look, that might work. Okay, so here we're going to have, remember all the clay that was in the bags? I dumped it out, and I'll tell you what I've just learned. First of all, a pizza stone will not absorb your clay very well. Not absorb your water. So you really need to have a block. A pizza stone has been oiled to make sure that your pizza doesn't stick to it, right? Or something like that. Anyway, mine is oiled, so there's no way it's working. Good thing it's washable. Okay, so this, look at this. Now, all of a sudden, it's already soaking in. You see that? You could put it on 2 trays. And then, for instance, this tray here, this one, was one that got too full of water. Remember that? So it's quite the big mess. And so it would be good for slip, but let's see if I can squish it out of here. Feels like there's one part in there that might be kind of reconstituted. Good morning. Who's that? What are you making, Nancy? Well, I am making clay. I had pieces, and I made a video earlier this morning trying to use in 15 minutes reclaim it, but anyway, it didn't really work. I do have a couple left in the bucket. I'll take them out and show you. So if your bag did not leak, and if you were able to get all the air out, you may have ended up with real clay, but it may have some that didn't happen on the edge, which is going to be a big problem, of course. So if I try and not let those get in it, then I can make it with this. Hi, Will. I'm making a live video behind you here.
Okay, good enough.
Let's see. It's pretty good right there. Like that all got. But, and some of this did too. But, let's see, it's got some hard bits in there. I think I won't use that. I'll let that all dry out and start it again. And we have one more in here, which I think worked pretty well. Looks like it's all, but it did not take 15 minutes. This has been a long time in there. And if it leaked, we got water in there, which kind of wrecked it. And if you didn't have enough water, it doesn't work. That might have worked. That might be already wet enough there. Anyway, so there we go. So this stuff, I don't know, it seems kind of dry for what I want. So I'll mix it with that wet stuff there. Who knows if it'll work. So now we'll go over here and we'll start drying this stuff out. And then when it's dry enough, then we can start to wedge it. So it dries really quickly because this bat absorbs all the water. Not all of the water, but it starts to absorb it. And if you wait till it's the right consistency, which is kind of hit and miss, but when it's kind of like a slab, you can lift the edge and it'll all peel up. See, it's not quite dry enough on the bottom there. We'll do this one here too. I have a pork roast in the oven. I don't usually cook meat. In fact, I don't usually cook. So this is a phenomenal development, but in ahead of my family coming, but it turns out I forgot. My daughter-in-law is Muslim and does not eat pork. Oh, so now I have to make something else as well. Anyway, but I had to finish cooking it. I couldn't just stop it. So here, look at how it's lifting off. Can you see that? How it's leaving a clean surface there? There. So now when I lift it off, see how it's tightly holding on? And it dries that side. So you see it's working. Now this side is very wet. Put that side down. And when it's dry enough, it'll happen to all of this. It'll all just lift up. Let's go back to this one. Hi. Hey, is that Carol Jean? I haven't seen you in a long time. Uh-oh, low battery. So you don't want it to stay and dry up too far. I mean, you know, farther than what I'm doing. But as it absorbs the moisture, it'll be like a snowball and it'll pick up all the stuff under it. But you can just play and have fun and make mud and, you know, just get right in there. Get dirty. Ruin your clothes. It's fun. Okay. See, it picks up some of it. Let's do the other one over here. Put that back over there and we'll bring this over here. I was going to call this wedging clay, but then you would expect to know how to do it. And first I just have to dry it enough so it's really reclaiming clay. Hey, it's done. What does that say? It says, I don't think, uh-oh, it's gone now. I don't think I'm a dirty kind of girl. Oh well. I know some people like to have their skin not full of dirt. But I like creating, and I can't create much if I don't get dirty. That's one trouble of having a really clean house is you don't want to get it dirty. So you don't want to bring out something gooey and messy, right? Right, that has to sit there and work a little longer because it's not dry enough. But it is drying. You see how it's no longer soppy. There's no longer water everywhere. Water everywhere. So the idea is we're going to put a cloth down on the table. Oh. I guess I'll push the button with my nose. Okay, it's done. Hope it tastes yummy, but this is not my final thing. Let's see if it pulls on it now. Nope, still too gooky. Let's go to the side. Yeah, that's lifting it up. There, see how that lifted that up? Can you see that? Just lifted it right up, and I'll roll it and see how much it's lifting up. Lifting up some, which means that part is drying, right? That part is, the water is soaking down into the bat. Yum, mucky. But my grandson doesn't like to get dirty either. So I'll do this now. But he loves to play with pottery or Play-Doh. Look at that, how it's coming off. It's rolling up. It's working. Soon, you'll be surprised. I mean, I could forward it if I knew how. Could edit if I knew how, but I tried to edit yesterday and not a chance. Not a chance. I think I was on Studio, but I couldn't figure it out. Used to be able to edit. I don't know how long it's been since they got rid of that wonderful feature. Studio Manager or Studio or something. Okay, now it's starting to lift it up. You see that? Just cleaning it right off here. Can see it's got a lot longer to go before you can do something with it, right? But you want to lift it up off of the board before it gets too dry. And I'm doing it too fast because I'm feeling like it. Look at that. Look at how that just rolled it all off there. Isn't that cool? See, it's getting better. It's drying. Look, I'm starting to wedge it. You make it, to me, I make it like a goat's face, and I put my hands there and I pull it, I roll it this way, so I'm squishing all the air bubbles out. See, I'm squishing it that way. I hold my ears like I'm holding in the corners, and then I roll it towards me and I push it down and back, but I'm not folding it. And so what's happening at the front, it's getting all these wrinkles. Let's see if I can do it backwards. Something like that. It's hard to do backwards, but see, you get these holes that are opening up and the air bubbles are coming out. But it's not like breaking bread. Making bread is a whole different thing because you're folding it. This way you're pressing it so that all the air bubbles are coming out. And soon you'll start to see the whole front get little holes as they're popping through. And as you do this, you're also drying it because it's rolling on this nice surface, this porous surface. What are you saying? I can't read. Wish I didn't miss the beginning. Oh, there was nothing in the beginning. Was there? Well, I said hello. And then I showed these bags that I had emptied onto here, and they were very wet and sloppy. These were the bags I put in there to... Now see there? See right there? See, that is the result of this movement. And as you press down and roll it forward, press it down and roll it forward. I can't do it backwards. It wedges all of the stuff out of it. Here's an impurity that it also made come to the surface. There's some more coming to the front. Okay, let's go back over to this one now. see what's happening here. See, it's getting a different color down there. See how dry the other around the edges is starting to look? We'll see if we can lift it up. Look at that, lifted it up. See, it starts to pull away from the bat as it takes all the moisture out of it. Look at that, see? So we've actually reclaimed some clay, but we didn't do it the 15-minute way. The 15-minute way would not mean we would not have this wet stuff to do it with. Supposedly, if it doesn't, it's very sticky for here. My family is coming today. Lockdown is over and they are very careful with their bubbles. It's 3 of them in it and they don't see anybody else, so it's breaking into bubbles here at the front. This is very important because they say that bubbles will make it explode in the kiln, and then if one item explodes, it'll bang into other items and break them too. So you will lose more than one item. I'm starting to see it making all these holes. You see those little black dots? Those are all air holes that are showing up. I don't know if it really looked like it to you, but that's what it was. And they're showing up on the top too. And even splitting wide open there. I know this is all very fascinating, isn't it? Just so interesting. It's nice that I'm not selling anything, you know? If I were selling something, then I would be different. Like I'm not attached to whether you're gonna think what I did is good. It doesn't really matter. Because, you know, I'm learning at my rate, and if you judge me and think I'm good or bad, it would change where I am, and but I think it's all good, you know, everything is learning. It's good to learn. Lots of holes developing here. So you see what we've done? We've gone from having a wet pile. And how long has it taken? How long have we been doing this? 17 minutes. Now the trouble I have is that I will reclaim a whole lot of clay, make a lot of bags of it, get it all nicely wedged, and then I won't use it. And then it'll freeze in there. Lots of holes coming out here on this side. If I could figure it out, I'd put you in the front. See, now this is actually moving the entire inside to the outside. They say you have to wedge it, is it 100 times or 50? I think it's 100. Like this is the movement. There's another way to do it, but I don't really do that way very well. This one seems to work best for me. So I sort of try and squeeze it in here on these corners and roll and push it down. And it just keeps letting air out until it's a solid mass, and then it's really, this is getting to be really nice. Very manageable for, you don't want it too dry, but you want to get all that air out. I'll just do it a little longer, make sure the air is all out. All right, so there we go. So that's the beginning. It's ready to be worked. So I think I'm going to put it on a piece of cloth And I put it in a plastic bag, really, right? But hopefully not one that has holes in it. I put it in this plastic bag. What could I use this if I didn't have plastic? I took a piece of cloth and I saturated it in beeswax. Okay, so there that is, ready for when we start to play. And now we'll do this one. It is interesting, isn't it? And it will come off your hands like it as it dries, you see? You can rub it all off. Now if you look at this, you'll see how wet the surface is, how sticky it is. But as I do this, it starts to dry. I can feel the air in there. I can feel that it's not solid enough. And also, I guess, extra moisture. I could do this way. Maybe you could see more. See if I can figure that out. Hard to hold it properly. I have to do it back here a bit more. It's important to pick up all the bits that are on your mat. And you pick up your phone if you're falling into such situations. What did you just say? I missed it. You said I could see well. Oh, good. I'll try it again. It's a little too close. You're right in the way. You're always in the way. Hey, where'd you go? What happened? Cancel. Cancel. I had to do it with my nose. Anyway. Now you don't want the dry bits to fall in. So you might want to come back over here and put your dry bits somewhere else. Or wet your hand. Like rub it all around. But see, then if you get the dry bits in, then they make little dry spots and everything. So they won't be real clay. They'll be like a foreign object in there. Maybe I should count. Let's start from 1, 2, 3, 4. See it changing? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It's so damp it's sticking to the clay. Okay. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 31. Did you pay Ben? 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 41, 48, 49, 50, 51, 2. See, it's the plaster that's doing all this. It's absorbing the moisture. Where are we? 66? 67, 8, 69. Getting tired. 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. This is pretty good, you know, it's not much. 5, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. All right. And maybe it's okay now, you think? It's still a little wet. My hands are still sticky because it's still wet. All right, so we've got it ready then. Look at that. We wedged our clay. Did I finish getting everything out of that bucket? Let's see. It's empty. So you have to throw your water out. You can't put you can keep it, put a lid on it and keep it. But you can't put it down the sink because, especially if you wash your messy hands in it, you don't want to do that. Because it'll fill up your drain, your what's it called? Your trap, your U-trap. I have no brakes on one of my cars. Pretty badly. Well, they worked some of the time, but then they didn't. Like, I kept pushing and pushing and it didn't work. And I pumped it and nothing happened, but it didn't like just fall to the floor. I felt like there was something in the way and it wasn't closing, but there was nothing beneath the brake pedal. So I brought it home, and I don't know, probably I have brakes enough to get to town, but just have to make sure I'm not going fast enough that it's not easy to slow down very carefully. But some of the times they work. In Canada, you're not allowed to do your own brakes. You have to be a certified mechanic for your allowance. My nails are full of clay. I probably should cut your nails before you do this. And take off your rings. Well, that's if you're doing it on the wheel, right? Then you need to take off your rings. Hey, you can't even see me. Sometimes I'm just not very good at this movie making stuff, am I? Alright, I'm done with that. That is ice cold water. Whoa. Well, it didn't make much difference. I still have a lot of clay on my hands. Okay, so there we have it. We've done it, sort of. So now we'll have to set up the table with stuff, right? We got to get some. Hello, we're together again. Boy, I got clay on my phone. Good thing I put the thing on it, cover. Hey, lots of people are talking. Yes, I made my own clay. So what I did is I started with clay and I reclaimed it, so it was not really. I don't think I didn't miss the beginnings. Well, I just poured the stuff out onto there and it made a big mess. Interesting. What else? I'm glad you're here. Look, 2 thumbs up. You're getting tired. I was getting tired just watching you. How do you know when it's no longer too wet? Well, when it's not really sticky, like my hand is wet. But if my hand weren't wet, see, it's kind of not really sticky anymore. What else did you say? What else? Okay, go. Bye. It was nice to see you. Thanks for talking to me. Anyway, so I've reclaimed the clay. Ta-da! And then I will set up the table and get it ready for playing with it with my grandson. Okay, bye. I'm so excited I get to see him.